Good afternoon, and welcome to another eye-opening episode of Diatribes from the Voice of Doom. And now here's your astute and insightful host, Voice of Doom. Thanks, everybody. Going to go into the same old subject again. I'm going to continue the religious saga in a few episodes. But I wanted to try to keep up on a few of the recent minor hubbubs and dust-ups as it relates to the apocalypse. And I wanted to talk about apocalypse. It's one of my long-running themes throughout the show. So a lot of it will be repetitive, but I wanted to kind of explain a few things. Now, I have a set of books by Merriam-Webster, and one is a dictionary and one is a thesaurus. Now, in the dictionary, they describe apocalypse as a prophetic writing which is ominous of destruction. That's about all they say about it. But when you look it up in the thesaurus, then you see that apocalypse is revelation, envisioning, foresight, precognition, prevision, not provision, prophetic, and also ominous. Now, that's not to be confused with apocryphal, which is false, erroneous, inaccurate, incorrect, untrue, wrong, doubtful, dubious, questionable. All attributes which you could apply to Petri dish. I mean, his middle name should be Petri Apocryphal Dish. But we will leave it at that. Now, when I say apocalypse, it means opening. So, by opening, I realized that a lot of the claptrap that I used to read about conspiracy theories and the New World Order, some of it rings true, and I think there's a lot of prophecies that ring true, and it depends on how you want to interpret them. And of course, we always have a tendency to apply any long ago written prophecy as applying to the 20th, late 20th, 21st century, because that's the time we live in, and we're the most important people that have ever lived on the planet at this time. So everything applies to us. It doesn't apply to the Roman times or anything. So let's talk about the opening of the eyes, as they would say in Buddhism. Now, I'm looking at it like they are poking a dead bear. And no matter how hard they poke, the bear is not going to wake up. Now, the poking is the opening, the exposure, and they've exposed themselves. How have they exposed themselves? The establishment, whoever that may be, with Petri dish as its spokesperson and main not engineer, but he's making it happen through his position. Whether or not he's making decisions, no, I doubt it. But the establishment wants to make it clear that we're going to do what we want, and no matter what we do, and no matter how outrageous it is, no one's going to say boo about it. Oh, they're going to complain on Fox, and they're going to complain on talk radio, and they're going to say, just wait till next election, as the world's coming close to burning down completely. Let's wait till next election, and we'll see what happens. Then the sleeping bear will take over, or the dead bear will take over, and things will change. Okay, how have they opened our eyes? They did a fiasco in Afghanistan after all those years of whatever our goal and ultimate end game was. We blew it at the end, big time. I mean, so big time. The atrocities are just starting to pile up right and left. And instability in that area like you wouldn't believe. I mean, you would not believe it because you don't go to see it to believe it. Border that's absolutely just chaotic, and it's like anybody can come in and go and do whatever they want. And it's a free-for-all. It's a wide-open arena. It's a free concert. First come, first serve. Come on in to the concert and pack yourselves in and keep packing yourselves in until you're squished up against the fences and then start a stampede. So that's another opening. We are being flagrant. We are absolutely impunicity. I mean, we're doing it with impunity. And we're doing it right in front of your face, and you're not going to do a damn thing about it. We're going to let hundreds of thousands of people in. They don't have to be vaccinated. We're going to put them in various pockets of the country, and we will distribute them as we see fit. And then we will take loads of money that we plan on voting into existence soon, and we will give them lots of money, and we will give them free houses. Like I said, I probably might go to Mexico and sneak in because I might get some free housing, and that would be kind of cool. But be that as it may, I would probably not have to have the right paperwork in order to do that. Now, how else? Little things. This sick the FBI on parents who want to interfere with their kids' education. I mean, it always goes back to the kids, always. Cambodia, Germany, China, it always goes back to the kids. Indoctrinate the kids, and then one generation from now we will have the kind of society we want. And these kids, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry, because there's going to be a generation of kids that would love to be dysfunctional. They would love to function enough to be dysfunctional, because what they're going to be is half faces staring at phones, walking around in a zombie-like state, staring at phones with half a face. And that's just the way it's going to be. And they will also be educated through means of social feeling, social, I don't know. I don't have the right words for it right now. It's real impromptu. But social indoctrination, where things are just automatic. And I told you in the racism thing, it really doesn't matter what they do, whether somebody is systemically in charge or not. Everybody's going to look alike in about 3 generations, if there is 3 generations. And there will be, and they will look alike, and there won't be very many people. But that's another part of the apocalypse. The opening is, yeah, we're killing a lot of people, and we're doing it with impunity, and we're doing it right in front of your face, and you ain't going to do a damn thing about it because you're a dead bear, and we're going to poke you and poke you and poke you, and we can poke you all we want. And we can poke you with harpoons because you're not going to stir. You're going to wait till the next election. Now, the FBI getting involved with school board meetings is just another symptom of the madness and the open madness, the in-your-face madness, like, we're going to be insane and you're not going to do anything about it. Let's just see you do anything about it. Let's see the Idaho militias do something about it. Where's those Montana guys? They're not going to do anything. They're hunkering down in their compound with their food and their guns, and nobody's going to come near them, and that's the way it's going to be for them. No one's going to come to America's rescue as far as getting us back to where we kind of were, improving by inches, but improving, I thought, a little bit for once in my life, but no more. Now, Pandora Papers comes and goes in a day, and I didn't really get into it too much. I had a cursory look where it was showing where billionaires are becoming multi-billionaires, and they're doing it through various means and various offshores. And of course, there's your politicians in there and your icons of statesmanship. Their names are in there as far as monies they've squirreled away here and there. And it may be legal and it may not be legal. They all said, well, it was all within the letter of the law. So who cares? Everybody knows the rich people can always amass more. How can you not? If you have $1 billion, how hard is it to use that money to make more without, passive income? They can do it passively. And now people are getting the passive income on the internet, and since there's no regulations on the internet, they can say and do whatever they want. And say, yes, I have the stock that's going to go up 10,000% tomorrow. I have the product that will regrow your teeth. I have a product that will take away diabetes. I have a product that will drain crap out of your feet. I have all kinds of products that will do all kinds of things that the AMA doesn't want you to know about, or the ADA doesn't want you to know about, or the car companies don't want you to know about. Here's a can of something that'll give you 500 miles to a gallon, but the oil companies don't want you to know about it. So all this commercial, it's all a pile, and it's eye-opening, and it's part of the apocalypse. It has nothing to do with Armageddon. That'll be later, a few months. But, opening our eyes to the internet and opening up our eyes to how treacherous it is and how it's horrible to teenage girls who are connected to everybody and can get feedback from everybody. And I wish I got negative feedback. Nobody says nothing about my videos. I would love for somebody to say they suck, because at least that's something. But these girls put one picture of themselves on whatever social media, and then suddenly 5 million people are liking it or not liking it, or telling her she's too fat, or telling her whatever. That's all you need, is to have a bunch of strangers insulting you, making you feel crappy. I don't want to put a picture up for my friends because other people see it and whatever. It's an apocalypse. It's opening the eyes, and they wanted to open the eyes. Of course, it's common knowledge that the whole thing was a Trojan horse to get the government to regulate the internet to their liking. It has nothing to do with teenage girls. That's all old. I'm not even going to go into that. But I will say, every time the two tribes come together on any issue, then I gotta raise my eyebrows and be look at it a little askance. A little bit of suspicion, because whenever they get together, they're up to no good. Now, maybe one tribe thinks, yes, the internet is too liberal, there's too much, terrorists are having their networks and they're doing their plans, and girls are abused and commit suicide and what have you. And the other side is going, we just want we just want that side off the internet. Because that's what everybody looks at now. So as long as they're off it, then nobody thinks about them, and we might be able to pull it off next election, which I keep telling you isn't going to happen. But the dead bear will continue to wait for the election and then not resurrect itself with whatever happens. It's just a general diatribe, general impromptu on apocalypse, because I think people should understand in more detail what it means. And that does not preclude a conflagration. Forget that. It's what's leading up to it. They're saying we can get away with absolutely anything we want to. And when it happens on a nuclear scale, with different countries that are kind of going at each other, and the MIC still goes on. France is selling battleships to Greece, and they're selling weapons to them, and we're selling weapons to Taiwan, and yeah, it's all still happening. They haven't heeded my word, so get ready, because we got less than 60 days now. So that's it. leave you on that cheery note, and I hope I said something. I'm not really sure, but we'll see. Enjoy the day, and 谢谢，你好。